Liam's classmates, right? The classmates. School. Liam's classmates made us this, and I appreciate that gift. We'll keep it up here to ground everybody in this room and everybody across the country why we're here. I'm here today, and I think with the First Lady, because these are the trusted adults that we surround our children with: school administrators, folks that work with them, teachers, social workers, and these are the people that our children should be around. Not masked agents carrying automatic weapons that are pulling them away from their families and putting them in, by all accounts at this point in time, inhumane living conditions where measles are spreading. So I just want to be clear, this is 9 weeks that Minnesota has been under siege by this federal force across all areas. We've seen the horrific results of that in the murders of 2 of our citizens, shootings of another, countless other acts. But amidst all of this week we got an opportunity to breathe a sigh of relief that Liam was brought home. I say that he should have never been gone. We should never have to be. I am not grateful to the federal government for bringing Liam back. I'm grateful for the people who surrounded him and brought him back, and that was not these people. But here's the thing. We don't know how many others are in the same situation that didn't get a photo that went viral. We don't have good confirmation of where they're at. Those are being Minnesotans. These are our children that were taken from us, sent to Texas in the middle of the night, put in inhumane conditions, and then forcing judges to tell them to bring back and bring them back home. We get each reports that get worse, and I just want to highlight something: just how far from normal we've been, and how the federal government is talking. They call these detention centers tender age detention centers. That is just so wrong, and just such a strange usage of words of how they're trying to justify something that cannot be justified. It's been a week since I met with Tom Homan. Expectations have not changed. This force must leave Minnesota. The state of Minnesota and the professionals, nonpartisan judiciary, must do the investigations into the shootings and other abuses of Minnesota's human rights. And this all-out assault on Minnesota across all of state government and all across life must stop. I sent Kristi Noem a letter today demanding clear answers on how many children are currently being held in federal detention centers, where they're at, why they were taken, and what their due process rights are. And I'm going to let the folks here talk about this, that over the past several weeks, just very disturbing, and we visited many of them. You're going to hear from Superintendent Lewis and Fridley that they've shifted the harassment, the assaults towards our schools. And we were very clear about places that were always off limits in ICE operations, whether they were houses of worship, schools, bus stops, hospitals. But we know that's not been the case. They've been waiting at hospitals. They've been waiting because this is where they can get people. And when it comes to children, our schools, we've got video footage at night of ICE officers walking around schools in the middle of the night. We know that we had reports this morning several times, and our bus drivers, they're following the buses to the bus stops where they let kids off. Again, you're going to report on this, but I am just trying to level set on this. None of this is normal. None of this is okay. None of this makes Minnesota any safer. None of this adheres to the values of this country. All it does is cause terror and trauma to the children who are there, but to the children in their classrooms today who are making little bunnies because their preschool classmate has been all over the news and was ripped away from his families. So we will just make it absolutely clear that we are trying to continue to work with the federal government to find a viable solution, but in all of these things, the onus lies on the federal government to follow the law, follow the court orders, follow human decency, and do the very simple thing of drawing this force back down, doing immigration reform within the rules of law, making sure that the crimes that were committed against the citizens of Minnesota are fully investigated and potentially prosecuted here in the state of Minnesota, and that the assault on Minnesota ends. And I think all of us over the last few days have become very clear that the letter I received last week around the voting rolls was the central theme of this entire situation that we're in, and that proved true down in Georgia, and it proved true by the president's own words yesterday as he said the Republicans need to federalize the elections, especially in the 15 states, which would include Minnesota. So we know what this is about, but the thing that we're about and the reason that we're here today is this is about protecting Minnesotans and most especially our children and our most vulnerable. So I'm grateful to have this team around me. I'm grateful for the work that's being done. There's an awful lot of that happening on the legal front. And with that, I'll turn to Attorney General Ellison.